And I think, are
Mm-hmm.
we live? Yeah, okay, yeah. We're live. The
Dry
guy,
quali?
yep, looks like it's gonna be a dry quali. So bear with me. Let me get this thing sent out to everybody. YouTube. And let's not speak about any like real F1 stuff. If you're gonna talk
Oh,
about any kind of results, you can talk about what team and
I'm
all that.
not.
Okay. I just want to make sure I don't
I'm
spoil any of
saving
it.
it.
Yeah, yeah. For in case anyone hasn't seen the free practice 3. All right, let's see. Let me send it.
Tall Paul, first on track.
Yeah, I'm on board with him right now, or rather, they got the camera on him now.
His helmet is sick.
What kind of helmet is it? Oh yeah, yeah, like white, gray,
I have not seen that one
like a
before.
marble. All right, go. We got the link up.
Awesome.
So let's give it a second, and then we can. Then you can tell us your keys to the circuit.
Yeah, well, unfortunately don't have many keys to this one.
You're looking for him still? You lost him?
Yeah, I'm looking for the keys. I'm locked outside.
Well, what do you think the keys to the circuit are? Assuming that you had them, you know what they are.
I think, for me personally, it's if you're assume you're consistent, right?
Yeah.
Putting in consistent laps.
You might need to turn your mic up a little bit.
Give me 1 second.
Okay, just a touch.
How's that?
That should be better, I think. Yeah, yeah.
I can turn it up more.
No, I think that's good, because then you'll be louder than me, and I can't have that. You said consistency? Consistency? I think
right. So the... What is it? The turn 9, right?
Yeah.
Turn 9 is where you can lose or make a lot of time.
Yeah.
And then the final chicane. If you can keep those consistent, you'll definitely do well here. But I find myself personally losing a lot of time there.
It's so difficult, because even if you know in theory, okay, I need to like be solid through the chicane, I need to put the power down early. It's one thing to know that and say that, and it's a whole complete other thing to actually be able to execute that lap after lap after lap after lap. It's very, very difficult. Adri's in the chat. What's up, Adri? Adri, I'm joined by Yuppie. Say hi, Yuppie. Say hi to everybody.
Adri, what's up, man?
So we got joined by Yuppie, gracing us in the commentary booth. Last season's Tier 2 champion, now in Tier 1, doing his thing. And yeah, we've got the Spanish GP, so we're here at this is round 6 already.
Yes, sir.
Is it 6 or is it 5, actually?
That's a great question.
No, it's 6, it's 6. Yeah, yeah. Round 4 is China, round 5 is Netherlands. So people are setting times already. Nico John, 1:16.6. That's a pretty damn good lap. That's, what, 6-7 tenths above Tall Paul. Shep is in P3 at the moment. Rusty was in P4, but he's just been bumped down by Vapor, who put in a 1:17.4. Looks like Nero's going to cross the line. Nero puts it on pole. As Grumpy goes off. Wow, so Grumpy went off, and he must have been pushing really hard.
Yeah, that's a tough one, too, because there's not much grip there. It's flying around that corner.
I think that was in the exit of 11 and the entry. Oh, and he got disqualified.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah, that's really, really tough for Grumpy. You never want to come to a full stop once you're moving again.
I bet he's kicking himself there.
Yeah. So he's going to be starting from the back of the grid.
Yeah, it's turn 10 and going into 11 and 12. Coming out of 11,
yeah,
you got to be careful with the grip.
He might have pushed that curb a little too hard and just the car got unsettled and whatnot. That's unfortunate, but the fight for P1 is still there because, yeah, Nero's on provisional pole, but he's only 3.5 tenths up. I think Nico John can find that time, so he's getting back into the pits and he's going to regather himself for another lap.
Yeah, I bet we'll see this on people's second go-around. We'll see some 115s.
I think it's possible. I think it's definitely possible. I know Nero can get into the 115s. Based on that time being an initial time by Nico John, I think he can break into the high 115s. I think it's unfortunate that we might not see that shootout play out because we got Cheeseheads who's getting out there on the mediums. It looks like Orioles is also doing the mediums. Monkey Pill's out there on the mediums. So they're clearly going for the one-stop strategy. What do you think about that strategy here?
I mean, yeah, if you have the pace, obviously that's the winning strategy, to be top 10 mediums. The problem is, the risk is always getting damage on your medium stint. You don't want to have an unnecessary stop, obviously.
Yeah, it could.
So it's a risk, but it could definitely pay off.
We'll see how that plays out. I actually really like the one-step strategy here. It's very difficult, soft to hard, but medium to hard makes it very viable. But depends. If you're stuck in traffic behind people on faster tires and you can't get by them, then you haven't really saved all that time that you would have, that you needed to, because what's an extra pit stop? 20-something seconds? So if you lose a couple of seconds a lap behind someone on pressure tires and you can't get past them, you know, you do that like 10 whatever laps, then that was that deficit that you could have just pit anyway. So I don't know. It's hard to say. It really just depends on how the race goes.
Yeah, I think if you're doing a two-stop, it's soft, medium, medium, right? Unless you can really extend those softs.
You could probably, it looks, and who is that out there? It looks like Broken Controller went off on the exit of the really fast right-hander, turn 9.
Turn 9.
Yeah, he might have just got out there a little bit too wide on the curb. But you can definitely do a soft, medium, medium. That's the easy one. I think the soft, medium, soft is possible as well. I don't think it's too difficult, actually.
Yeah, I think this track really burns up. I think it's the front left.
Yeah, it does. Definitely does.
It's interesting. So, quali, you obviously want to go flat out on turn 9, but as you see with Broken Controller, it's really hard to do.
Well, it's a big risk, big reward. So, I mean, the fastest drivers are going to be the ones who just really put it all out there and say, you know, F it, I'm going to just get on the power and hope for the best. Those are the guys that usually, yeah, I mean, but when it all works out, that you could find yourself on pole. So, it looks like everyone's going for it today. So Monkey Pill putting in a great lap on those mediums, a 1:16.681. That's about a second clear of Orioles on the mediums. So great pace from Monkey Pill. Looking really good for the race, actually. He's only a couple tenths off, or not even a half a tenth off of Nico John. I'm on board with Rusty. Rusty hasn't validated his lap, so he's probably going to back off and give it another go.
Joe G in the chat. What's up, Joe?
What's up, Joe? How's it going? Good morning. And it looks like Broken Controller ended up setting the lap a 1:18.2. Or if not, then that must have been his outlap. It looks like we have a Williams stop on the track. Nico John, not sure what happened? Oh, okay. It looks like he was just trying to get out of the way. So, the story so far, for those that are just tuning in, and thank you for tuning in, everybody. Good morning. The story so far is Grumpy has disqualified. He went off track in attempts to get back on track. He was waiting for the pack to get through, and just from not moving, the game has disqualified him. So he'll be starting from the back of the grid. Really tough break for Grumpy.
Yeah. If he keeps his head down, starts on mediums, does the one stop, he should be able to make up a few places.
I think on that strategy, you can make up a ton of places. I think you can fight to get yourself back into the top 10 or the top 5 even, if you are careful and measured with your overtakes, and if you don't get held up too much. And it's really just going to depend on whether the racing gods favor you today or not, who you get held up behind, whether they pit at the right time and get out of the way, or just continue to stay out. It's going to be something to watch, that's for sure. So I'm on board with Vapor in Sector 3. He's invalidated his lap. It looks like there is a Haas, a broken controller. He's jumping into the pits.
Got Shep. He just started.
I'm on board with TAC Delta. He's coming around Sector 3 now. And I think he's got Cheeseheads, his teammate, just behind him. So let's see what
such a difficult chicane.
It's really tough. Let's see what TAC can do here. I don't know if he improves. He didn't improve. Cheeseheads did improve though, so he's at a 1:16.633. Wow. I think that's less than 20 thousandths of a second that he's up on Nico John. So nice lap from Cheeseheads. That puts him on the first row.
Yeah, nice lap. I don't think has Nero gone out again?
No, he's still in the pits. He's still in the pits. So he must have gone out. Yeah, he must have gone out there with the balance strategy, which give you 3 sets of tires. So he's probably hanging on to 1 set of softs to be able to do a soft, medium, and then have that soft at the end, a fresh set. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, that makes sense. What up, Boko? Boko's in the chat.
What up, Boko? Milkland is in the chat. The legend, the man, the myth. Boko, we're still going to retire your number, right? We got a ceremony planned out for Boko. No one will ever be able to use this number. Looks like the Apex servers are down today. Yeah, Boko's a famous Apex player, and then, get this everybody, Yuppie is famous. What does it, tell us, Yuppie, what does it feel like to be famous? What does it feel like? Tell us, we want to know.
So I was absolutely elated, and you know me, I have to get the satisfaction of other people congratulating me. So I posted the photo of my GT Sport win to Reddit.
Yeah.
Overnight, I became... it just went viral. I became Reddit famous. Hundreds of upvotes. My account just blew up, so...
That's amazing.
No, it really was a good race.
That's amazing, yeah. It was, actually, I watched that race. It was a great race.
It was a fun one.
Great race. And you came from behind, too. Alright, so I'm on board with Rusty. Rusty's at a 1:17.6, but Rusty's one of those guys, we were just talking about this, Yuppie, that has improved tremendously. He does lock up there, but you can see his pace from what it was last season.
Oh yeah, 100%.
For me, it's just unbelievable. Unbelievable, the advancement that he's made. Now, Rusty, again, is one, and I tell him this, he's one of these guys where I think if he can have an incident-free race, he's going to be able to fight for the top 5, so... What can
He's definitely got the pace.
I think so. I think it's just going to be a matter, and it's not just him either, right? It's everybody. Can they navigate through turns 1 and 2 and 3, get through there unscathed? And I mean, that's the first step of the race, right?
Yep. And Joe too. Joe's got pace.
He does.
GT Sport, Jesus, he's lightning quick.
Yeah,
I can't keep up with him.
So Rusty did improve. It was not enough to improve his position. So he's sitting at a 1:17.644. So he's still in 8th. Looks like Nero did a lap, but he did not improve, unless that's Joe. Nope, that's Nero. He did not improve. Looks like we have... Who is that? TESD in the pit. a Haas out there doing another lap. So that's Sparkbugs, actually. Sparkbugs just put in a 1:17.759, so he's sitting in 9th. That's bumped down Orioles, Tac Delta, Sully, Bro Controller, Somoe, and Joe, and TESD. So Nick finding himself in the top 10. Nick's another one of these guys that has improved tremendously since he started. Really, really cool to see that. Who else is out there going to set a lap? So it looks like
Tac going in Sector 3.
Let's actually go on board with Nico John. Nico John has just started his hot lap. What is his response to being bumped down from the guys like Nero and Cheeseheads? Let's take a look. You can see that he opts for that really aggressive strategy on the curb on turn 2.
Yeah, he's short shifting the 7th.
Yeah, he's a braver man than I am. T-Widow is in the chat. What up, T-Widow? How's it going, T-Widow? Hope you're doing good.
What up, T-Widow? Does he go flat out?
He does, just about, yeah. You can see he's got a really good feel for the car today.
I like to go first gear in that hairpin. A little bit more rotation.
Do you? I think even in second I get too much. I tend to take the corners probably a gear higher than everybody else though. Like the chicane, I always take it in third.
Oh!
Because of those high revs, exactly what I'm trying to avoid.
Yeah.
That's okay. He can do one more run. He can do one more run. He probably should have stayed on the power.
For it.
Yeah, yeah. So who else? I do want to monitor him still. But who else is crossing the line? It looks like Nero crossed the line. No, that's Joe actually. Nero's in the pits. I think that's going to be it for Nero.
Yeah. Joe hasn't set a time yet.
He's out there. I'm not sure if he's going to have enough time to finish that lap. I don't think he's at this point though. I think he's still really learning how to like navigate turn 1 and the craziness, and he doesn't want to cause incidents, and he doesn't want to be put in a position where he's like, fuck, do I concede the position or do I fight hard? You know. Yeah. So he's more comfortable starting from the back, I believe. I think that's his philosophy on it, at least. So who is about to cross the line? It looks like Shep is going to cross the line to start his hot lap. It looks like, who is that? Tall Paul jumps into the pits. Cheeseheads. No, that's not Cheesehead. That's Tac Delta going to start his hot lap.
Nico John going in the final chicane. See if he can improve.
Actually, I think Tac Delta just set a 1:17.2. So he improved. So yeah, I'm on board with Nico John. I think this may be an improvement. It's not a tenth and a shy of 0.2 off his best time, so he'll remain in third.
Yeah, it's tough to set the best time on a lap old tires.
So who is that? Looks like, yeah, Cheeseheads is done. Let's go on board with Orioles. He's coming around the final corner. And he does improve to 1:16.8. Not bad for those mediums. Monkey Pill jumps into the pits. I think that's going to do it for us unless, yeah, Tac Delta invalidated. And Shep also invalidated.
Shep doing some yard work.
Yeah, yeah. Shep's mowing.
Yeah.
Shep's mowing and yard work company. Who else? I think that's going to be it, actually.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, so Cheeseheads, great lap on those softs. But you can see he ended up changing his strategy because he was originally on that medium tire strategy.
Yeah, right. He wanted the pole position.
Yeah, he did. I think it's really important, the track position here, because once the race really starts getting going, it's just a DRS train.
Yep. That's the other thing we didn't talk about. I feel like setup matters here more than some other tracks.
Why do you say that?
Because the straight is long enough where you could do overtaking actually on the straight rather than going into turn one. So if you have the right wing set up, that's definitely going to help you with some overtakes.
JC saying, Adrian saying he's backing up what you're saying. He said first gear is just for extra rotation. JC saying nice lap by Orioles, going 6 fastest on mediums. I agree. And Joe saying, for the record, he said for the record.
I got you.
For the record, you're wrong. He did put a time in. Shout out to Joe. Good luck in the race, Joe.
All right. Do we have a dry race? Looks like it.
Yeah, by the way, everyone who's in the chat, you want to say something real quick, Yuppie, to make sure they can hear what your mic sounds like, make sure it's loud enough?
Oh, yeah. Let me know if you guys can hear me all right, if the mic level is good.
Can you guys hear this fucking guy? You guys get a load of
this. Fun fact here, well, last year, about this time, I was supposed to be in España for my honeymoon.
Really?
And we all know what happened, but hope to be back there at some point in the future.
What a segue by Yuppie, because we're about to get started with the Grand Prix here of Spain, Tier 2, Round 6. I think that's what you're getting at. T-Widow, he's saying, are we delaying our race an hour tomorrow? Yes, T-Widow, we are.
Where the hell have you been, T-Widow?
Yeah. Well, T-Widow is one of these guys where it's like, hey, you want to get on Discord? And he's like, what's that? I sent all my information to T-Widow in the form of smoke signals, Morse code, and telegrams.
Reach out to my agent.
Yeah.
He'll do the check-in for me.
It's actually the same agency that just signed Yuppie, now that he's famous on Reddit. Nah, but we are going to delay the race tomorrow for an hour. At least for Tier 1. Tier 1 and Premier. Tier 2, we're still on. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. The guys are getting ready for their strategy. But what do you guys think in the chat? Who do you guys think is gonna take this? Because it looks like it's really, really close. What do you think, Yuppie?
Well, Cheesehead's on pole. Let's see. He's got a lot of pace. He could run away with it, assuming no turn 1 shenanigans. And then I forget who's on P2, but Nico John in P3. That's a good spot to be in.
I believe Nero P2.
Right, Nero in P2. So Nico John being in P3, get the toe down into turn 1. That we'll see what happens there.
I think Nico John's in a great spot because he's one of these guys. The way he races, I think, is a very intelligent type of race. He'll be very happy to stay just right in the slipstream, not really show his cards until it's really time to. So look for him to even take a P2 or potentially a P1 depending on the pace of the front runners, but he's not that far back. He's really not. So there's the grid. Let's do a quick grid rundown. So P1 with a great performance today is Cheeseheads. So Cheeseheads is 10th of the championship. He's now was a reserve, and now he's joined Alfa Romeo full-time, partnering with TAC Delta. So that's a great pairing there. He did get a win in China, so let's see what he can do here. He's obviously proved that he does have the pace. Behind him we have Nero. Nero sitting P3 in the championship with 73 points for Mercedes. Then we got Nico John. Nico John, 65 points for Team Williams. very consistent driver, but can he put it all together in the course of the whole race distance without any errors? If so, then look for him to be on the podium. Let's see what he can do. But it's going to be tough because just behind him we have Monkey Pill. Monkey Pill is actually P2 in the championship. He's been driving brilliantly this whole year. Watching him like race, it's been really great to see when he pulls back, when he attacks. He's been very intelligent about the way he races, so look for him to make up some spots. Behind we got Vapor. We were just talking about Vapor earlier. We know he can be quick, so watch him in P5. Oreos, another great driver, now full-time with Racing Point, coming off the back of P2 in his first race at Zandvoort. So let's see what he can do. He's going to start on the counter strategy. And then we got Tall Paul, Tac Delta with a great qualifying, Shap with another great qualifying in the top 10. Same thing with Rusty. Rusty's in a great spot to aim for that top 5, like I've been saying. I think he's got the pace to pass some of these guys just ahead of him. We'll see how that plays out. Then we got Sparkplugs, Nick, in a great spot in 11th place. He's in poor man's pole, 11th place. He gets the choice of the tire strategy, so he'd look for him on to do the one stop. Sully in 12th place, and another great spot to take advantage of the one stop. Bro Controller, one stop. Look, he's on the mediums. Joe looks like he's going to be doing that as well. So Amore, TESD, and the shock of qualifying. Grumpy starting all the way back in 17th after being disqualified from the qualifying. Look at his tires though. He's still committed to that 2-stop.
That's crazy. We'll see if it pays off.
Yeah, we'll see. So round 6, Spain GP, Tier 2 is underway. Who gets a better jump? It looks like
Nero.
It looks like Nero got a better jump.
Vapor, lightning start. Oh, contact.
Nero has disconnected. And Nero's out. And Vapor is off. He was pushed a little bit wide. He's off. And who else is that's off? Tall Paul is off. Rusty went off. So that's 3 drivers off. Joe off. I think Joe just ran himself wide.
Really unfortunate for Nero. He had a good run down to turn 1, then disconnected right after.
You want to send him an invite? Oh, and it looks like there's another driver. Is he back? Yeah. A driver went into the wall. Who is that? I missed who that was. But surely someone will have some kind of damage. He banged into the wall hard on the exit of that flat-out right-hander. Turn 9.
Yeah.
No, but Nero's, he's not back. He's still out.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Alright, let me shoot him an invite.
Okay.
Okay.
So let's see. Who is P1? P1 is gonna be, I believe it's Cheesehead. Let's go on board with Cheesehead. Yeah, so P1 we have Cheeseheads. If we go one spot back, we have Nico John in P2. Great start from Nico John then. P3, there's the order, figuring itself out. Cheeseheads P1, Nico John P2, Monkey Pill P3. Monkey Pill in a really great spot to do that one stop from 3rd already. So if you think about that, he's going to do one less pit stop than the guys ahead.
Yeah, if he can keep it in DRS range,
that could be the win.
That's a winning strategy.
Yeah. And it looks like So Amore's gone off. So Amore going off in, what is that? Turn 7 and 8. The really technical left-hander fast chicane, followed by a very quick ride up a hill. So what are the deltas here? I want to make sure I don't miss any action here. Looks like the gaps are starting to be pulled out a little bit. Rusty in 11th trying to chase down Bro Controller after falling back. He's not going to be close enough though.
I just realized Grumpy is now in 6th place made up 11 positions.
Yeah, let's
actually pull
up the position changes. 11 spots since the start. We're only just having completed 2 laps. We're now on lap 3. That's an incredible start from Grumpy, doing exactly what he needs to do to get his way back onto that podium. Do you think he can take a podium here today? It looks like it's possible.
Definitely. I'm sad I missed his overtaking.
Yeah. And Nero's in and then out, so I'm not sure if he's going to be able to get back in. Soa More looks like he got a speeding in the pit lane penalty. So really tough break for Soa More. So I'm going to stay on board with Grumpy. Now he's trying to make his way past TAC. The customer team, the Alfa Romeo, he's trying to stay ahead, but I wonder if he's going to be able to keep Grumpy behind him. Tall Paul picking up a 3-second time penalty. It might have to wait another lap or so because TAC was really speedy on that straight. Yep. And it looks like Monkey Pill's gone off on the exit of turn 2. So that's exactly what you were saying earlier. You know, if you're on that one stop, you can't risk any kind of damage to put yourself on an extra stop, and unfortunately he's done that.
Yeah, that's tough.
So what's the move now?
I guess go hards. Try to make the hards last for as long as you can. Hopefully the end. But if not, flip to the softs. That's tough.
So let's go real quick to well, Grumpy is going to make a move on TAC, I think. But Nico John is also starting to chase down Cheeseheads. So it looks like Nico John is making the move. And that's I'm sorry, Grumpy making the move past Cheeseheads. So, or TAC rather. Get it all mixed up here. That's Grumpy getting past TAC for 4th. Nico John starting to chase down Cheeseheads for 1st. Nico John's in a great spot if he stays here and within that DRS range. Let's go on board with... Yeah, Nero's back, so Nero's racing again. But he's found himself all the way down in P10. So what can he do from P10? This will be a recovery race for him. So TESD was behind Nero trying to make a move, but he's not close enough. And then we have Vapor right behind TESD and Tall Paul just behind them. Great battle for P11. What do you see?
Grumpy's not out of the woods yet. He's still got TAC within DRS range.
Let's go on board with TAC. Let's see what that looks like. Yeah, you can see that he's got the DRS wide open, and that's going to keep him in it. That's going to keep him just behind Grumpy. But he does break loose there.
A little bit of a mistake.
Yeah, and I think that's Grumpy gone done. Yeah, because now he's 1.8 behind, so he lost a whole second roughly there. Let's go on board with Nico John. Nico John's got a great slipstream. He's going to have the DRS. It looks like this is going to be the move made for P1. That's Nico John pass. A great move from Nico John. He did exactly what he needed to do. It looks like there's a little bit of lag there.
I can't tell. It looked like both of them.
A little bit, yeah. But yeah, Nico John doing exactly what he needed to do to make a move. You really just have to stay really close out of that last chicane and make the move with the DRS. It's not easy. Great move from Nico John. Nico John P1 then. And let's see what else is happening. Looks like Tall Paul. And this is the battle still brewing for P11 because we've got TESD, behind him Vapor, and behind him Tall Paul, and they're all less than a second apart from each other. Oh, and Tall Paul makes contact. That's a little sloppy there from Tall Paul. No hurt, no, it doesn't look like anyone picked up any kind of damage though. So let's see. Bro Controller is starting to chase down his Haas teammate. I'm sure he'll think that he's got the better pace, so I wonder how that plays out in terms of the strategy for Team Haas. going to actually go on board with them. Oh, and it looks like Cheesehead's making a move. Missed that one. But Cheesehead's passed on the straight into turn 1. So these guys' pace is just so similar. It looks like it's going to go back and forth for the lead here all day. It's going to be really exciting to watch.
Cheesehead's out of ERS. So.
And Bro Controller gets past Sparkbugs. So that's Bro Controller pass.
Vapor past TESD.
And he was way past it by the time they entered the braking zone. So really nice exit out of that last chicane from Vapor. Nico John picking up a time penalty. Wow, that's unfortunate for Nico John. But you can see now Nico John is probably pushing that car a little bit more than he'd like. So getting those time penalties, I feel like it's kind of like getting a yellow card in soccer or something. You then have to take it a little bit more conservatively because you don't want to get that red card. I guess the analogy would be further penalties, but then you start losing your pace because you're not pushing as hard. So Nico John can't get past. He's going to jump into the pits. So Nico John in the pits, going to try for the undercut. That's one of the benefits of that two-stop strategy. You have multiple opportunities to try to make an undercut for those you can't pass. So what tire does he go onto? He's going to go onto the medium. Who else is in the pits? Grumpy's in the pits. Rusty's in the pits. Nero is just behind Sparkbugs, chasing him down on the straight. He's going to try a move into turn 1, side by side with Nick. Nick getting the elbows out. And Nick holding his line. You would have thought Nick would have went wide to give that inside to Nero, but fair enough. Nick did hold his line. Nice defending from Nick.
Grumpy comes back out on the softs, so he's probably trying the soft medium.
Yeah, he's going to be doing the soft medium. He probably feels there's absolutely no time to waste. He's got to just go for it. And who is it that spun? Someone just spun. Wow, this battle for P6 is still going, and it's Nick and Nero. They've been side by side almost the whole corner, or the whole lap rather. What a great battle this is.
Oh, contact.
Oh, a little bit of contact there.
Doesn't look like damage.
No, it doesn't look like damage. A little sloppy from Nero, but I don't think that was too flagrant. Maybe just really not polite, but that's Nero pass. So people jumping into the pits. We've got Tack jumping into the pits, Cheeseheads into the pits, Shep into the pits, Vapor into the pits, Sully picking up a time penalty. A lot of stuff going on at the moment. Looks like most people are on that two-stop strategy. So
oh no, Cheeseheads is held up in the pits.
Let's go on board with Cheeseheads.
Lost a ton of time.
So it makes you wonder if he wasn't communicating with his teammate.
Yeah, Tack was in there before him. Cheeseheads got held up, lost a lot of time.
So I wonder then how this is going to play out. So now Cheeseheads is behind Tall Paul, who is pretty speedy. And it looks like Rusty has spun on new tires on turn 2. Man, that's unfortunate. Because again, his pace is right there.
So let's think about this. Nico now effectively provisional P1, right? Grumpy.
Well, hold on, because it depends on how Orioles drives. Because Orioles right now, in terms of the one-stoppers, seems to be the class of the field. He's 15 odd seconds ahead of the next. He's 15 odd seconds behind the next one-stopper. He's just putting in really consistent laps. Orioles has put himself in a position now where he can make up all the positions on essentially what's an overcut. Just go really, really, really long with really good pace, and then jump onto the hard tires when you can't. But he could actually find himself into a position to win.
Yeah, and Nico's making up some spots here in P4 though.
I'm on board.
So pit stop is what? 20 seconds we said?
Something like
so
that.
It'll be close.
I think if the guys really want to fight for the win, I think they've got to just about catch up to Orioles with these new tires. because they're going to lose all that ground to get in the pit stop and then catch up again. Roughly, I think that's what they have to do. They have to just about catch up with Orioles. We'll see if they can do that or if they're going to be too busy
Nico
battling.
about to make the blast.
Yeah, around the outside.
Nice space given.
Yeah.
Good move.
Shout out to both drivers. Shout out to Nick. Shout out to Nico John. That was an incredible move. The guys giving each other respect there. You love to see it. So that's P3 for Nico John. That's a tough corner, too. A really tough corner. Very, very tight.
Grumpy closing in.
Yeah, so Grumpy should have the DRS here. Let's see what kind of exit he gets. And you can see those soft tires really, really biting. Now, is it going to be enough? It looks like it will be enough. Grumpy doing a really good job of conserving that ERS. But fair play to TESD because he's doing the same. So TESD is another one on the one-stopper. Let's see what he can do. I think TESD, his best finish of the season so far was a podium. He actually was on the podium at China. So really nicely done from TESD. And then he ended up 6th as well at Zandvoort. A lot of top 10 finishes this season so far though, because he was 8th at Australia and 9th at Bahrain. So TSD is a really consistent driver as well, but it's just no match for Grumpy on those soft tires.
Orioles showing really good pace in the mediums. He's expanding his lead.
So this is what would be good to know if you could pull this up right now. If you pulled up Orioles on the race director, what kind of lap times is he doing? And if you pulled up, say, I don't know, maybe like a Nico John, see what kind of lap times they're doing on the fresh rubber.
So you haven't seen much time drop off with Orioles. It's mid-20s consistently. And for Nico John, he just put in 120.4, which is about on the same pace as Orioles.
So it doesn't look like Nico John at the moment is doing enough to chase down the leader. So as it stands, based on that, it's looking like that Nico John... Well, it's going to be hard to say, though, because then Orioles is going to come out on the hard tire, and Nico John is going to come out on the soft tire, and the delta between those two is like a second. But you're not going to have that many laps with that the soft tire. You're going to do, what, 7, 8, 9 laps, maybe?
Right.
We'll see. It's gonna be interesting, that's for sure. But it looks like Orioles just continued to pull out the gap to Bro Controller. It was 15 seconds a few laps ago, and now it's 19 seconds. So it's possible that Orioles is doing the overcut of a lifetime here.
Yeah. Even more interesting is Grumpy on the soft tires is also putting in mid-20s.
Yeah, but then Grumpy's is behind all these cars, and that's really the benefit of the clear air, I think. Yeah,
but still not enough pace to overtake Orioles.
No, it's not enough pace. And Nero, that's Nero getting by Tack Delta, so that's Nero up into 8th. Nice move down the hairpin, Tack giving him plenty of room. Orioles just hit a pit stop, so he's in. He just came out on the hard tires. Who does he come out behind? He comes out behind Nico John and Bro Controller. So this will be the key indicator for what happens in determining this race win. If Orioles can keep up with the guys ahead, that's for sure the race win to Orioles. If he starts falling back, then we start thinking, maybe then Nico John or Grumpy or someone else can potentially take this win. Or let's not take anything away from Bro Controller, because technically he's right behind Nico John as well. Shep picking up a time penalty. Let's go to Shep, actually, because Shep is just behind Cheeseheads. But then Grumpy as well. Grumpy is just behind Sparkplugs. Let's actually go on board with Grumpy. He might have a move down here. No, it's not going to be quite close enough. Sully picking up another time penalty. I think that's Sully at 6 seconds so far with time penalties. So this might be the move made for Grumpy.
Gonna be tight.
But he waited to use his ERS. Yeah, I think he should be able to get past. Yeah, nice driving from both of them. Nick being heads up there, giving him the room. Nick is another one, though. He's putting in a really, really great performance here in this race so far because he's doing that one-stop strategy. He's only have to stop once more. And he's up in the top 5 as it stands. I don't know if he's going to cycle out of that position after everyone else does their final pit stop. But he's doing a pretty damn good job in 5th place so far. So I'm gonna keep the camera on Orioles for a little bit to see.
Yeah, he's looking really good.
Yeah, he's still right there with Bro Controller.
I bet this is another 120.
121. So about a second off his best time. Meanwhile, Nico John will be doing 120s or 119s, I think, on the softs. So here's where Nico John really, really needs to push. He needs to push really hard in this stint. So who's in the pits? Bro Controller in the pits, Sparkplug in the pits, TESD in the pits, Joe in the pits. And So Amore has spun. So Amore's having a really, really tough day.
Sometimes that'll happen, you know. You get a time penalty, you get a spin, and it just snowballs.
Yeah.
Tough.
So what's happening now in this race? We have Nero. Looks like he's 3/10 behind Shep. Let's actually go on board with Nero. So Nero having to fight his way through traffic. And Shep going wide. Shep going wide, so that's Nero passed. And now we've got Nico John. He's actually doing well to pull out the gap here. If he can continue pulling out a gap, I think you want to be at least 10 seconds ahead of Orioles. Because if a pit stop's going to be 20-something second, it is going to be tough.
Yeah,
but he's making progress toward it, though.
He's making progress, but that's basically a second a lap.
So Grumpy went in for the hard tires. I wonder why he went in for the hard tires.
Well, you have to think, his softs were, I think, 7 laps old. The mediums probably could have...
Oh, and Bro Controller spins out of turn 2 on brand new hard tires. He's having, getting it in gear.
What gear is it?
Yeah.
It's tough.
Tough break for Broken. His wing is still intact, though, so he'll be able to continue, but he's lost so much ground. Alright, let's see what's happening. Let's go on board with Nero. Nero's chasing down Tall Paul, and Tall Paul is trying to chase down Grumpy. So...
I wonder why Grumpy did go in the hards. Maybe, I feel like the mediums probably would have been fine.
Yeah, the mediums would have been fine, but I think he was just being a little over-conservative. I don't think the hards are a bad race tire here, though. They're definitely a little bit slower, but they are going to last longer.
Yeah.
So Nero behind Tall Paul. This is the battle for P6. I think Nero is going to be able to make the move here. He's got the DRS, and that's him just flying past Tall Paul. So Nero up into 6. Nice move from Nero. Now let's see what else is happening. Oh, and Tall Paul almost spins it on the curb. TSC trying to make a move on Sparkplugs. Vapor making a move on Joe. Vapor with the DRS. Really nice move from Vapor. So that's Vapor up into 11th.
I miss seeing the shoeies by Vapor. We need to get him on the
We need to get him back on the podium. Yeah, absolutely.
So who still needs to pit? Nico, Cheeseheads, attack.
Monkey Pill. Tall
Yeah,
Paul.
Monkey Pill.
Rusty. Cheesehead's picking up a time penalty. It's looking more and more likely that Orioles is in a position to win this thing. What do you think about that?
I think you're right. I mean, still a lot of race to go.
Yeah, we're
But he's
a little
still
over the
putting
halfway
in-
distance.
He's still putting in 120s on the hard tire.
It looks like TESD is going to be able to have a move here. He can smell blood. I think he may be a little too far back, though. Who was that in turn one? Selmore is... Either he went off or he let people by. I'm not sure exactly what happened. So this battle for P7 is looking really, really good. So we've got Tom Paul in 7th and Monkey Pill in 8th. Both of them have got really great pace. It's going to be interesting to see who prevails in this battle.
Yeah, Monkey Pill's on a nice recovery drive. Remember, he spun going into, I think it was turn 3 earlier on.
Well, I believe it. Monkey Pill's second in the championship as it stands, and you know, it's for a reason. He's really consistent. He's really quick. Really tidy. He doesn't get into a whole lot of incidents. I think that's what helps with his consistency. And you can see that as he's been driving through the field. He hasn't lost a wing. He hasn't picked up any time penalties. He's been very measured with his overtakes. Very intelligent drive so far. I think this should be him making the move on Tall Paul with DRS. But he's not in the slipstream. I wonder why.
He's probably realizes he's a bit too far back.
Maybe he was watching F1 qualifying, looking away
Yeah.
from the screen while he was on the straight. Alright, so let's go on board with Nero. So Nero now is trying to chase down Grumpy. And I wonder what you do here is Grumpy, because you can see Nero behind on medium tires. You can make the guess that he needs to pit again. And I think he's let him by, yeah. This could actually help Grumpy. Oh, Grumpy. He spins.
That dirty air right there.
Oh,
tough.
and on the hard tires to boot. Wow.
Tough one.
That could have been a potential charge to the podium, I think, but now
It would have been close, yeah.
he'll have to pit again. As Sparkplugs in that Haas gets past him, he sees the mayhem and drives by him. Really, really tough break for Grumpy. Grumpy letting some of his opponents through. He's got wing damage.
Oh man, this podium will be really interesting.
So now
Nico
what's
John in
happened?
the
Nico
pit.
John in the pits. He's out of the pits. So, and he comes out less than a second behind Cheeseheads. But Cheeseheads is going to have to pit again, I believe.
Yep.
So, Nico John is going to have to find 16 odd seconds to Orioles.
That is tough. 13 laps to go.
But Orioles has almost no ERS left. Nico John's got almost 70% left. It's definitely possible. So Nero was trying to make a move on TAC Delta. Looks like that he was trying to make a move into turn 10. Wasn't quite there. Sully's making moves now on Grumpy. This will be an interesting battle. Grumpy, who had some wing damage, he just came on for a new wing and a new set of tires. He came out just ahead of Sully. So this is the battle for 14th.
Nero able
Yeah.
to get the move done.
Yeah, I'm on board with them now. TAC Delta, yeah, and there he goes. He's with the DRS flying away. So this has been a nice recovery drive from Nero. Nero who disconnected in turn 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, Nico John is right there, right behind Cheeseheads.
I think he's losing time. I don't know what. I missed what happened. He wasn't able to get past on the main straight.
I think he's trying to get close enough to make the pass stick. You know, I think Nico John is one of those guys that is not going to risk just throwing his car in there and hoping for the best. So he's really trying to make sure he's got the overtake done before he sends it up in there. So I think he's just going to try to get as close as possible here through Sector 3. Because that should give him enough to easily get the position down the straight into Turn 1. But Cheeseheads is really tidy through there. You can see Cheeseheads has probably got a bit of the upper hand through the chicane.
Yeah.
So who's got the better exit? Cheeseheads is able to get on the power that little bit quicker. So that results in Nico John being 8/10 behind, and I don't think that's close enough.
No, that's what it is. Sector 3, like I said at the beginning, you lose so much time there.
I think you could be slower, but as long as you get a better exit out of that chicane onto the straight, it's almost like it makes you almost impossible to pass.
Uh-oh, spit check.
Yeah, he wasn't in the race today. I'm not sure why he was even in the lobby.
Oh, I see.
This is a great battle for P2 here, though. The guys, I mean, are just pushing flat out. So I think now Nico John is in a better position to try to make a move down the straight as Grumpy gets the fastest lap. So Grumpy was able to drive away from Sully. He's now 3.2 seconds clear. Nero is now starting to close down on Bro Controller. I think this is going to be Nico John with the move as long as he gets through here nice and tidy. So far it looks like it is. He's on the power and now he's a lot closer.
There you go.
Cheeseheads is on the very old tires. Cheeseheads out of ERS. And
Nice
there he goes.
Nico John. Lost a little bit of time there, but
he did. But he didn't risk his wing or anything like that. So
yep.
Was that the right move? I mean, we're gonna see. He's got time to chase him down though, because even in the dirty air of another car, he closed down that distance. Grumpy picking up another time penalty, so he's pushing hard. Now, the thing that's really crucial here is that Orioles has no time penalties versus Nico John, who's got 3 seconds. So even if Nico John just chased him down, he'd have to pass him and get 3 seconds clear of him. It's not going to be easy.
Yeah, so it does look like Nico John, at least right now, is about a second quicker.
And we've got about 10-something odd laps to go. He's going to be right there. That means if Oriole makes any little mistakes, he's going to find Nico John is going to appear out of nowhere and get right on his tail. Everything's still yet to play out. Let's see. So,
what do you think? Cheesehead's intact, still at the pit, which means Sparkplug is P3.
Great drive from Sparkplug so far. Nero picking up a time penalty.
Same with Vapor.
Yeah.
Vapor making up a lot of places.
But I feel like, what lap did he pit on?
Who, Vapor?
Yeah. VSC, and there's the VSC. I wonder what happened. Oh, Bro Controller DNF. Let's get a glimpse of his car. Yep, you can see it out there on the right, just slammed into the wall.
Brutal.
The rear tire is completely gone. That's really unfortunate. I think that's 2 DNFs in a row for Broken.
Yeah, it's tough. Turn 9. Claims a lot of lives.
Yeah,
I remember preseason test race, JC.
Put lap 1. Yeah, I was ready to get racing, and it's like safety car, I think, or VSC or something. Alright, so let's see. This is another interesting little mini game though with the VSC, because the way you ride that Delta can either win you or lose you time. And Cheesehead's getting a drive-through. I think it was possible that Oriole got a 3-second penalty. Okay.
Oh, Nico John with the drive-through.
Did he get a drive-through, Nico John?
Nico John, Cheesehead, Sparkplug. This is mixing it up. Oh, wow. So many people with drive-throughs.
Oh, wow. That's unbelievable. Unbelievable.
I don't even know
Cheeseheads
who's...
goes to serve it now, and Cheeseheads gets a penalty on the entry.
Make matters worse.
So I don't know what they'll be able to say there, because ultimately they're the ones that cost themselves that one. Really tough break. But I was just talking about that. You
That could be Vapor on the podium. We could see the shoey.
Yeah, we're speaking it into existence. Yuppie, today's seminar is by Yuppie about the law of attraction. Go ahead, Yuppie. Go ahead, tell him. So, dude, we were just talking about that. All right, so like with the VSC, it's a little bit of a mini game trying to ride that delta. How close do you want to ride it? Because if you're too conservative, you lose time. If you're too aggressive, you could pick up a drive-through. And it's gone completely wrong for Nico John, who has picked up a drive-through.
Brutal. That's gonna sting, because you gotta know. He's thinking to himself that, all right, I see the delta, it's closing, second quicker, I got this.
The thing is, as it's finishing, and you start approaching a slower corner, you might have to anticipate that and back off a lot more than you would think. Because then if you start getting on the power as it's finishing, and then the delta completely closes and now you're in the red, even if it's just for that split second, that's a drive-through.
Brutal.
Tough break.
I don't know why he's not going in, though.
He might go in the next lap. Honestly, he's probably just frustrated he doesn't want to. So that's Cheeseheads in.
Yeah, you definitely want to, Nico, if you're listening.
Yeah. That's Cheeseheads in. I think Nero will have to serve his as well.
Yeah.
And Tall Paul as well. Everyone else already having served it. Cheeseheads in for his final stop. He's on a pair of soft tires.
Alright, so let's assume Nico drive through this lap. Vapor effectively P2. Monkey Pill after Nero does his P3.
Yeah, you're right. Vapor putting in one hell of a performance today. Now, you'll wonder what Nero will do here. Looks like he's itching to make a move, but
I wouldn't risk it. I mean,
yeah, he's already going to go do a drive-through.
You don't want to ruin your race more than it's already.
Cecilia,
you don't want to ruin Vapor's.
Cecilia in the chat saying, "Come on, Nico." Hate to break it to you, Cecilia, but Nico John has a drive-through penalty that he has to serve. So he'll have to go into the pits and go as slow as can be. Oh, and it looks like Nero is trying to make the move, but I think that was just a little ambitious because the Vapor was already in the corner.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You don't want to ruin your race more than it already is, and you don't want to ruin Vapor's. Yeah, so the drive-through.
Yeah, Nero in the pits for the drive-through. Yes, tough break. Cecilia said, damn it. Yeah, tough break for Nico John.
What? So what?
So he just served the drive-through now. So now he's...
So Nico John... I'm confused with what just happened. Did he not serve the drive-through and just took the...
He did.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
And Vapor...
If he's still showing a
Vapor
penalty...
was that far...
If he's still showing the penalty... Yeah, I don't know what happened exactly. If he's still showing the penalty, it is because he's still got a 3-second penalty.
Yeah, no, you're right. I missed what happened, because Vapor, I thought it was going to be P2, but maybe there was just that big of a gap?
Yeah, it could have been a big gap, or maybe Vapor broke loose somewhere. I'm not exactly sure, but again, what we do know for sure is that Nico still holds on to second as it stands. So that's Vapor in P3, but check this out, because we've got Monkey Pill just behind him, and he's on 11 lap fresher tires. So that should give the advantage to Monkey Pill. Now the thing is with these hard tires, they don't wear, they're more durable. So 11 laps difference here isn't as significant as 11 lap difference on medium tires.
Right.
But it's still something. At least a tenth or two, I think. It's really going to be determined by who gets the better exit out of the chicane. So it looks like they both get a really decent exit. Vapor added ERS. This should be the move made here.
Nicely done, Monkey.
Yeah, so Monkey Pill in the P3. Yeah, Cheesehead is just flying on those soft tires, so he's setting the fastest lap. Nice lap by Cheeseheads. But shout out to Tack. Tack as well. Tack's been having a really, really great race.
Yep.
I don't know if he's going to be able to keep that position ahead of Cheeseheads, but actually possibly, because Cheeseheads also has a time penalty.
Also, shout out to Joe. P7, making up a lot of places.
Yeah, shout out to Joe. Really consistent driver. Let's go on board with Joe, actually. This is going to be a really great points finish for Mercedes. For Joe, maybe not so great for Neo, but they're both still be grabbing some points. Because they definitely do need it. Mercedes finds himself 7th in the standings in the Constructors' Championship, but they're only 6 points behind Williams. So you can see Joe letting Nero pass. Some team orders there.
Valtteri, this is James.
Yeah. Nero is faster than you. Do you copy? Alright, so what's happening? Nico John is closing the gap a little bit to Orioles, but I think it's just too late at this point.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. Cheesehead's picking up another time penalty, though. So this is just about assuring that TAC Delta will hold on to this P5. Again, what a great race from TAC Delta. He's kept his nose clean. He was putting in the laps. He didn't reinvent the wheel. He just drove consistent laps all race, and now he finds himself at P5. So well done.
And good job by Monkey Pill too, just managing that ERS, getting the lead on Vapor.
So what's the closest battle on track at the moment? I think it's probably Tall Paul and Grumpy.
Yep.
Yeah, Cecilia's saying it's never too late. I think she's cheering on Nico John. You're right, it's never too late. Never say never. As it stands, though, it looks like Orioles is going to take the win. But again, anything can happen. So we still have...
Wait, is there a relation between Cecilia and Nico? I feel like there is.
Yes. I think Nico pays her to cheer him on.
Right.
If so, Nico, I want in on that. I don't mind getting paid to cheer you on.
Right.
Alright, so Grumpy, he's still trying to chase down Tall Paul. It's going to be tough, though, because Tall Paul is pretty quick. Oh, Cecilia says she's the sugar mama. Okay, fair enough. I gotta find me one of those.
Sugar mama.
Yeah.
Shit, yeah, same here.
So TAC Delta, it looks like Cheeseheads did get through, so it looks like TAC let Cheeseheads through. But Cheeseheads is going to have to pull out 6 seconds of TAC in order to hold on to 5th. So TAC could still hold on to 5th. This battle for P9, though, you got Joe, Tall Paul, and Grumpy, 8th, 9th, and 10th, really starting to heat up in the final stages of the race.
Yeah, what a race. So much has happened.
Yeah. Unfortunately, a lot of it is like penalties and whatnot.
Yeah, well, the VSC, that's crazy. A lot of drivers are going to be kicking themselves on what could have been, but Nico John actually made it work.
He did. He finds himself in a great position. This is where he would argue that he would be every race all season if it wasn't for issues or crashes that he had with Nero Turn 1 at Vietnam, or even just moments where he may lose focus and lose control of the car or something. But today he's been on point. We got Jester in the chat. Sure. Looks like he's another one that Nico's got on the payroll. He said, "Vamos, Nico. Vamos, Nico. Buena suerte, Nico."
Nico definitely paying off people.
Yeah.
Cecilia, I am the sugar mama. Wow. Cecilia, looks like Nico's on for P2, so make sure you give him some sugar.
Yes. He gets all the sugar today. He's been doing really, really well. So this is Grumpy still behind Tall Paul. I think this will be probably not where Tall Paul wants to be, but if Tall Paul can keep Grumpy behind him, I think this is going to be a big confidence booster for Tall Paul, because he knows that Grumpy's one of the fastest guys in the tier. And
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, you're not really fighting for those top 3, top 5 points, so to I guess with the points in 8th and 9th and whatnot, but this will be more like a battle for pride.
Yeah, because he knows he's got 9 seconds worth of penalties. Probably going to fall behind anyways, but...
Right. but he can
The
still fight.
satisfaction of, coming out ahead on track, for sure.
Yeah.
It's a confidence booster.
Against the championship leader. So this will be an interesting battle that plays out over the next final 2 laps. This is the closest battle on track, so I think we'll stick around and see what happens here in the final 2 laps. So lap 32 out of 33, Grumpy with DRS, but it's not close enough. So Tom Paul with slightly fresher tires. That should give him a slight advantage here. But what a performance today from Orioles.
Yeah, definitely commanding performance.
I think that first stint on those mediums, once he got into clear air and he turned on the jets, I think that's what did it. Because he did...
So consistent.
I think he did the an overcut is what it was. Oh, and it looks like Grumpy's making a move. Yep, he made a move into... What corner is that? I believe that's turn 10 into the hairpin. And that's Grumpy through. So as late on the brakes as can be, he's up into 8th. Let's see if Tall Paul has an answer for him.
P6 down the main straight.
Yep, so he's past Tack. Nero showing his pace. Nice recovery drive from Nero. I'm going to stay on board with Tall Paul, because Tall Paul's only 5/10 behind Grumpy. Doesn't look like he's closing quick enough with that DRS though. Yeah, not quite close enough. But it's no matter for Tom Paul because he knows he's right there with Grumpy. He knows he can fight. I would, maybe wouldn't be happy with the race exactly how it's happened for Tom Paul, but I would still wear it as a badge of pride. And Orioles P1. So that's the win for Orioles. Congratulations to Orioles. An amazing race from him.
Yeah, nice race.
Yeah, didn't really feature him too much, but that's when you know everything is going well. When you're not, getting into incidents and going off track and picking up penalties, and that's what's giving him the win. But shout out to Nico John. Nico John second. Great race from Nico John. This is exactly what he needs to be doing to keep his hopes alive in the championship. Shout out to Monkey Pill, P3, really great drive. And give it up for Vapor.
Yeah, P4. Nicely done, Vapor.
Great job. Great drive. If any of you are asking where's Vapor been, Vapor said there's your answer. So Nero is P7. Nice recovery from him. It looks like Grumpy will take P8. Tom Paul P9. Joe.
Tough break for Cheeseheads, but P5, good recovery. Takes the fastest lap.
And shout out to Joe. Joe, top 10. He's in 9th.
Yeah, good job, Joe.
And Spark Plays as well. Nick, great drive from Nick into the top 10. If you follow the finishes of Nick from the onset of when he started, racing with us in the league, it's just week after week, it's just such a drastic improvement. He's ramping up tremendously, so shout out to Nick. But what more can you say then about that drive from Orioles? Really, really great drive. He pulled off the one stop to perfection. Now, Nico John would say maybe that without the drive-thru things would have turned out differently, but that's all hypothetical, right?
What could have been, but still,
Orioles. His lap times are so consistent. Would have been tough to beat.
He was going to be on the fresher tire, but anyway, he ended up a lot of people getting drive-thrus in a late race VSC. Speeding under the VSC, not respecting the deltas, and that's what's unfortunately kept everyone back. Yeah, that was a fantastic drive from Nico. I think we all agree. He's been doing it all season, and the penalty does suck, but ultimately, Nico John will have no one to blame on that one except for himself. But these things will happen, and, in the course of a season, if you can, see the mistakes for what they are, and improve from there and try to minimize that happening from here on out in the season, it's going to go either way, because now in later races, if Orioles is someone who is not fully focused, in maybe the next race it could happen to him, and we could see this completely reversed. So it's not the end of the season by any means, but it is a big setback today.
Well, that was fun.
Yeah, that was a good race. Shout out to Orioles, Nico John, Monkey Pill, podium runners today. And for everyone else watching, yeah, that was round 6, Zandvoort, or not Zandvoort, Spain. I'm over here thinking Zandvoort. I was thinking of Orioles P2 from last weekend. But thank you everyone for tuning in. So it's round 6 to Tier 2. Tomorrow we have the Tier 1 and Premier Tier. Yuppie and I, we might sound friendly in the booth, but the elbows come out when we're on track. Right, Yuppie?
Absolutely.
Thank you for joining me, Yuppie.
Thank you.
All right.
See you guys.
Take care, everybody.